Okay, I know you've all been getting the kids ready to go back to school. Now, it really does remind me so much of school, and it seems like things have changed so much since I was a kid. So take a trip back in time with me, guys, today as we explore what school used to be like right here in Colorado. And here to take us on that journey is Stephanie Gilmore, the curator at the Golden History Museum. Stephanie, I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, okay, so we're stepping back in time. This is so cool, this new exhibit you guys have. Let's start off by going back to the 1800s. So cool. Now you have a photo, check this out, of a class at the Golden History Museum back in 1899. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so the school that they're standing in is known as South School.
Okay.
And this is the graduating class of 1899. And what's really, really cool about this is that the maps you see in the background are actually part of our collection today.
Oh, wow.
They are plaster relief maps of the continents. And they were discovered in the South School building in the 1930s and rescued, and then they came to our museum.
Oh, wow, Stephanie, that is so cool. So really bringing that history back here for us to enjoy. Amazing. Now, times, of course, were a lot simpler back then. What would you say like a typical school day would look like back then?
So it's different from today and similar to today. So kids would get up probably at sunup, and they would help mom and dad with chores first, and then they would definitely walk to school. And then classes would happen during the day just like they do today. There was no cafeteria, so kids would either pack their lunch or actually walk back home for lunch. And yeah, it was similar to today, but a lot less of the amenities that we know today.
Totally, yeah. Kids at home, you guys have it pretty good, I have to say. Now, I always heard those stories growing up, right? My parents being like, I walked uphill both ways. So obviously the walking was involved. Now, let's talk about homecoming, prom, all of the fun things people look forward to. Obviously, big deals these days as well, but dances were also a pretty big deal back then, too. So can you tell me a little bit about what you brought here today?
Sure. So today I brought dance cards, which are from the 1920s and 30s. I'm going to put my gloves on here so I can show you one.
Yes.
So this one I'm going to show you is from 1926.
Okay.
And what dance cards were little booklets that girls would carry to social dances. And in the cards, they have a listing of dances in order of their appearance, and they would write their partners in lines next to the dances. Sorry, this is a bit hard to open with the gloves.
Oh, sure.
We'll get it though.
That is so cool. That's actually very organized. I really like this. This is right up my alley. Let's be real here. Wow, that is so cool. So they would write their dance partner's name next to the dance that was coming up next?
Yeah, so they have like waltz and foxtrot and two-step and things like that. And then if a girl brought a date, the date could write his name in or just XX wherever he was going to take a dance.
Oh my God.
And so this would serve as a little memento for the evening, but also it avoided the awkwardness of multiple people asking for the same dance at the same time.
Yes. No, sorry, my dance card's already filled. Oh my gosh. Well, Stephanie, that is so cool. You have so much more to tell us too, so we don't want you to go too far here. Now, you have a chance to see these dance cards for yourself, you guys, because there's a whole exhibit opening up celebrating a significant milestone for Golden High School, but you'll have to stay tuned again to find out more about that. So we'll chat with Stephanie more in just a bit. All right, welcome back, everybody. You know that we are in school reunion time. In fact, our executive producer just went to hers. Now, that is super fun, right? And our director is also getting ready to head to his as well. Oh my gosh, I love reunions. It's so fun. But one local school is celebrating 150 years of being open. Stephanie Gilmore, a curator at the Golden History Museum, is back with more on all of this. Well, Stephanie, it's so exciting to get into reunion season, right, and talk about just all of those amazing memories. So we're so happy to have you back here. Tell us about the Golden High School exhibit and what we can expect.
So there's a lot of cool artifacts from the last 150 years. We have a prom dress from 1980. Wow. We have sports uniforms from all throughout the decades. We have class rings, the dance cards we talked about earlier. So it's going to be really fun.
That's amazing. Okay, so why do you think this is so significant and just so important for people to come by and maybe see the difference in our ages?
Well, part of it is that this is the oldest continuously operating high school in Colorado. So that's pretty exciting. Also, Golden was the first capital of Colorado, so it was the first school in the capital.
Wow.
In the Colorado territory, excuse me.
Wow, that is so cool. Now, I hear too that you guys have a bunch of yearbooks that people can check out.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. Have you flipped
Yes.
through them yourself?
I have. They're so fun. So fun.
Amazing. You know, the fun part about this too, and I don't know if you guys at home agree, is first of all, looking at the covers of these yearbooks, and you have to think back, right? Like, what were they deciding on and what were they looking at? But then, right, the hairstyles and the styles back then, oh, that's my favorite to look back on too. So where did all of these yearbooks come from?
So we had a very fortunate partnership with the Golden High School. Golden History Museum had several yearbooks, and the high school had several yearbooks. So we teamed together, and thanks to a grant from the Golden Civic Foundation, we were able to digitize 90 years worth of yearbooks.
Wow. Oh my gosh, 90 years. So people
Yeah.
can really look through and dig deep, which is so great, especially if you have family that might have been there back then at the time too. So tell us about the mascot. There's a story behind this too, right?
Yes, the mascot is really cool. So it's a demon, and there's a story about how he was chosen. In 1928, the school paper held a naming contest, and a young lady named Harriet Summers chose the demon, and that was the winning mascot. But also, if you ask any Goldenite where the mascot came from, they might tell you that it came from the mining history of Golden.
Oh.
So at the turn of the century, Golden was a mining town where coal was the main product.
Yeah.
And miners had headlamps. You know, back in the day, they were actually little flames.
Oh, wow.
And so as they emerged from the ground at the end of the day at dusk, when it was dark, the townspeople could see these little flames off in the distance, and it looked like flames coming up from underground. So
Oh my gosh.
that's where the demon mascot came from.
I love that. That
Isn't
is
that
so
cool?
cool. Yeah, that's a nice little bit of like folklore too to
Yeah.
take with you. And that's only one of the amazing things you get to experience and see if you head to the museum. So Stephanie, thank you so much for giving us some insight. We are very excited to celebrate this reunion with you. All right, guys, we'll help celebrate 150 years of Golden High School by checking out the new exhibit at the Golden History Museum. There's a free open reception at the Golden History Museum on Thursday, August 24th. For more details, just head to goldenhistory.org.